Hey, what's up everyone? Bestinwest here, and today's video is going to be a nice, short, sweet video of some practice battles that I did against two of my friends in Nightwing114 and Maroon6. So Nightwing114 is the founder of PGBL, not to be confused with GBL. PGBL is a private Discord server that holds remote tournaments, and they have some of the best trainers in the world in there. It is a private server though, so you have to get an invite, but yeah, get some practice battles with him and Maroon6, which you've seen me cover his sweep of the Raid 44 Fusion Cup. So some good battles here, let's get to them. Alright, starting off against Nightwing, I am going to lead my Toxicroak into a Drapion. Now we did show our 6 in this set, so we're going to do 3 battles, and we know each other's team. Not showing it this time around just because I'm still not confirmed with what Pokemon I'm going to choose, but he was able to switch his Golbat into my Toxicroak as I was letting go of that Mud Bomb. I bring in my Wormadam, and am able to knock out his Golbat. He did get a charge move off and I used the shield. He brings in his Escavalier. Escavalier is going to be dealing neutral damage to me, and this Psyshock is going to get blocked. I am able to get to this Iron Head and not deal too much damage, but Escavalier is relatively squishy. He's going to farm me down, and now I have a decision to make. I believe I bring in Hippowdon. He's going to get a charge move off here, and I decide not to shield because I know none of his charge moves are going to knock me out. He brings in his Drapion back in, and I bring my Toxicroak back in. He's going to get a charge move right here. It's going to be Crunch. Not very effective damage, but Stab and Crunch deals a lot of damage. So I bring my Hippowdon back in with Fire Fang. I do have a shield, and I'm going to use it right here because Aqua Tail would knock me out. He decides to use Fell Stinger, but I'm able to knock him out before he's able to take advantage of that Fell Stinger. He gets a charge move off right here, and it's an Acid Spray. So that's perfect for me. He has a shield left. GG. Going into the second battle, I'm going to lead off with Toxicroak again. He leads off with Trash Wormadam. This is a bad matchup for me, dealing double super effective damage, but Wormadam's attack stats not super high, so I take a couple of confusions and then switch into my Hippowdon, dealing double super effective to that Wormadam. He brings in Drapion, which is going to deal super effective damage to me with that Ice Fang, but I'm switch locked at this point, so I'm trying to get as much damage off as I can. He does get the CMP tie, and he's going to knock out my Hippowdon right here. No, he decides to go Fell Stinger, and I'm able to get off this Body Slam, so lucky for me. And he decides to block, so I was able to take 2 shields on that Drapion. I bring in my Toxicroak, get this Mud Bomb off, knock out that Drapion, and now he has that Wormadam, couple confusions, knocks out my Toxicroak. I bring in my own Wormadam. Whatever this is isn't going to deal a ton of damage to me. It's going to deal some damage to me, but not a ton. I'm able to knock out his Wormadam, and all he has left is a Toxicroak. This is a great matchup for me. I'm going to get off this Psyshock, and that's going to do it for this Toxicroak. GG. And I had 2 shields left. Alright, going into this last battle against Nightwing114, I lead off with Toxicroak. He leads off with Toxicroak. So this mirror match is a little tricky. Pretty much whoever lands the Mud Bomb first will win the game. Win this matchup, right? So he gets his Mud Bomb off first. I was trying to piggyback there, so I'm gonna get off my Mud Bomb right after him. Luckily he didn't sneak in an extra counter, but one Mud Bomb pretty much knocks out Toxicroak, right? So I'm looking to switch and catch this Mud Bomb on my Wormadam. I am able to catch it, and it's gonna deal neutral damage to me still, and he brings in Chauncey versus Wormadam. This is actually a good matchup for Wormadam. Chauncey is a very interesting Pokemon, and I like using it, and I highly suggest you explore the option of running Chauncey. I might do a highlight video later on if that's what people want, but Chauncey is a super bulky Pokemon, but it doesn't deal much damage. So what that means is you get time to think, you get time to wait at that switch clock, and hell, you might even get an opportunity to run a timeout possibility. So anyways, this is pretty, you know, back and forth. Chauncey is just gonna pound. I'm just gonna try to get off as many charge moves as I can. These charge moves don't deal not very effective damage. These psychics deal not very effective damage to me, but he is able to get the defense down with that psychic, so that's definitely a positive for him. He's gonna go ahead and switch out into Drapion. I am able to get this Iron Head off against this Drapion. Drapion's not going to be doing super effective damage. Is going to be doing not very effective damage to my Steel type Trash Wormadam. Able to get 2 Iron Heads off, and he's going to use a charge move to knock out my Wormadam. It's going to be a Fell Stinger, and doesn't knock out my Trash Wormadam. So it brings out Chauncey, and now I have a decision to make. I bring in my Hippowdon, and he gets a charge move off right here. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not going to knock me out. Gets a psychic off, not very effective. Well, neutral damage, but not a lot of damage. He brings out his Toxicroak, and that's going to be GG. For this second set of battles, I am going to get up against my friend Maroon6. He also has a YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link to that in the description section down below. I lead off with Fortress against his Pidgeot, and this mirror shot actually charges really fast. So, and it also has a chance to decrease the attack of your opponent. So that's just like a side thing. And Fortress bulkiness plus this quick charge move, they go hand in hand, right? But I go ahead and catch this charge move. Still deals a decent chunk though, but I wanted to save my Fortress. He brings in his own Hippowdon, and I'm not able to get to a charge move, so maybe I was being a little greedy, but he goes ahead and knocks out my Hippowdon. I bring in my Toxicroak, and those counters are dealing a decent chunk of damage. I'm gonna get this Mud Bomb off. I'm expecting him to shield, but he decides not to, probably because he's gonna bring Pidgeot back in, farm down my Toxicroak. Yeah, Pidgeot is gonna be taking neutral damage from my counter though, so it's kind of he's dealing super effective damage, but counter is such a great move that it deals a decent chunk. He's gonna get the CMP tie right here because I was trying to get that mirror shot, but that's fine. I am having to use it anyways though, because if I knew he had a charge move, I probably would just farm down. He had such a little health left. He's gonna bring out Skuntank, and I have no more shields. He has no more shields, but Flamethrower is going to knock out my Fortress. But he goes Crunch, so he has Crunch Flamethrower, and Toxicroak is not able to knock out that Skuntank, unfortunately. So Maroon6 takes the first battle. Going into the second one, I lead off with Chauncey. He leads off with Pidgeot. If I remember correctly, I can win this matchup. He's going to farm, and I'm just going to try to get to a Hyper Beam or a Psychic. He pulls a trigger onto a Wigglytuff, and I'm going to go ahead and switch it to my Fortress. Fortress is Steel type, going to be resisting that charm, and I have Mirror Shot, which is going to deal super effective damage to Wigglytuff's Fairy typing. Let's go with an Ice Beam, and I'm going to be taking not very effective damage from that because of my Steel typing. Get this Mirror Shot. Deals about maybe 30% of Wigglytuff's health. Get off the second Mirror Shot. He decides to block it. At this point, he's probably good. I'm able to get off one more Mirror Shot before Wigglytuff knocks out my Fortress, so I got kind of lucky there. Knock it out. His next Pokemon is not going to be able to farm down my Fortress. And now I'm going to bring back my Chauncey. Chauncey has a charge move, and I have the shield advantage. He uses his charge move right there, and he switches into Hippowdon. I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Toxicroak. Toxicroak is going to be dealing neutral damage with those counters, and is going to be dealing neutral damage with my Mud Bomb. Gets a charge move off right there, and I'm going to go ahead and get my charge move off right here. He's going to decide to let that go. I'm going to go counter, 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 try and knock out this Hippowdon. I'm going to let this go. Almost knocks out my Toxicroak, but I am able to counter him down. He's going to bring in his Pidgeot, knock out my Toxicroak, and then I have Chauncey. So pretty much as long as I can get 2 charge moves off on this Pidgeot, I should be okay. I do have a shield, and that shield is going to come in huge, because what I need to do is I need a shield at least 1 charge move, right? Like, Chauncey's not going to knock out this Pidgeot with fast moves at this point. I'm trying to get this Hyper Beam. Yes! I'm able to get this Hyper Beam, and this will knock out that Pidgeot. It's so satisfying to hit a Hyper Beam on your opponent to win the game, especially with a Chauncey. But let's go into the third battle. This battle I lead off with Hippowdon against a Wigglytuff. So even though fire is resistant to Wigglytuff, Hippowdon is not a fire type. So yeah, I'm not going to be resisting those charms, and those charms are doing a ton of damage. I'm going to go ahead and get this Earth Power off, and he decides to let that go, and I switch immediately into Chauncey. Not sure if that was the right move, because now I'm switch locked with Chauncey, but there's much worse situations that could happen being switch locked in, because Chauncey is a tank. I am going to be able to like stay in this matchup, but I'm not dealing very much damage to Wormadam as well. So he's gonna get a Bug Buzz off, and I'm gonna charge up to a Hyper Beam and overcharge a little bit, and I'm trying to get this Hyper Beam, but he gets a second charge move off first. It's gonna be a Iron Head, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get this Hyper Beam off. Both my charge moves will deal not very effective damage, and I switch into my Hippowdon, deal a decent chunk of damage before he ends up switching into his Pidgeot. Get this Body Slam off, deals neutral damage to Pidgeot. Pidgeot is going to farm down my Hippowdon though, so that's quite unfortunate for me. He does have shield advantage and he has switch advantage, so not looking that great for me in this last battle. But bring out my Chauncey. He is switch locked. I take that charge move, no problem. Chauncey again is just going to be able to absorb that energy from these Pokemon. Get off the Psychic. I'm pretty sure he shields that one, otherwise he would faint. But those pounds are racking up some damage, and he ends up switching into Wormadam. I switch into my Golbat just because I don't really have too many options, right? So Golbat is going to deal neutral damage to Trash Wormadam, but I'm taking super effective damage from those confusions. Switches out into Pidgeot. I get a Poison Fang off, and he blocks it, and he's going to get a charge move off. I have a shield, so I'm going to block that. It's going to come down really close. He gets a second charge move off right here, and I don't think my Chauncey has enough health to take whatever this next charge, the fast attack, but I'm gonna try anyways. Chauncey, let's go, Chauncey, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes. Okay, Chauncey takes the win. GG. All right, guys, that will do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to give a huge shout out to my Patreons. We have Zay, we have El Guapo Mark, and Blue Crab Cards. Thank you so much for tuning in. That'll do it for this video. Till next time, guys, this is Bestinwest. I'll catch you guys later.